All right, so I've never done this format before, so I'm going to mumble through. Please ask me any questions later, because you're going to suffer through this as well. So I'd like to thank Lynn Schneider for setting the stage for this talk about, that's what I'm going to talk about. So my two hats, I'm a scientist in the Computational Physics and Methods group at Los Alamos. All my research is algorithm developments, inductive biases, figuring out different ways of doing attention on a transformer, all the nerdy stuff that we care about. My other hat is that I'm a first responder. I do technical mountain rescue for the state. We're trained in avalanche rescue, rope rescue, you name it, summer, winter, helicopters. So we're doing it for 5+ years now. And I'm on call 24/7 through 911. So I manage both, and these are two different career tracks. They are intersecting now, the way I'm doing it. And every time in the field, I realize, if you're at 13,000 feet carrying an 80-pound backpack, which you don't need, you feel like this could have been predicted better. And then I go to my academic side, this is not going to work out there. So therefore, I call this Nerdville versus Fieldville. I live in both these wills. So in a Nerdville, in academia, research, engineering, focus is deep science, really cool models, data-driven uncertainty prediction. Everything is predicted, controlled, forecast, managed. In Fieldville, emergency management, it's like basically intuition and on-the-feet rapid response. You basically know that system is imperfect, data is imperfect, anything can happen, so you just react on the spot, but you have a lot of training to make sure you react correctly. And these are high-stakes, time-constrained operations. The disconnect is that academic innovations rarely make their way to the edge. And all these pictures you see, by the way, are pictures I took in our missions and exercises. So yeah, this is how we operate typically. We have zip lines through 3,000 feet of vertical gain and all that, but essentially what happens is that data and advanced tools don't ensure availability. So this widespread idea in academia is that if you have data for the end user, they'll do it. No. If a responder needs advanced engineering degree or training, it will not be used. And most of the time, these people are domain experts. They are geospatial experts, but in a very boots on the ground sense. They are most often don't have college degrees, but exceptionally smart people. So emergency responders face intense cognitive stress. So if you heard of cognitive load theory, which pilots and nuclear reactor operators go through, if you have a lot of information thrown at you at a high-stress environment, your brain will self-select and basically take only a small part of it. So they operate in a fog of war type situation. So what is fog of war? In this case, most of Nerdville AI operates in the chess fallacy. All pieces are visible, system is fully observable, it's deterministic, we have rules, we can predict something, great transformer, great models, right? What actually happens in Fieldville is unknown pieces, hidden interactions, we don't know who the players are, high risk of rapid cascading failures. So in this scenario, what you see here, that mountain, I know that this area out there, there's no radio communication. Radio comms won't work there. This Black Hawk hovering 100 feet over my head, tried to rescue a subject. The National Guard guy jumps down, his helmet, radio doesn't work all of a sudden. He said, do something. I don't know how to do it. So we called the helicopter at the other end and told them to talk to this aviation frequency. So all this, can AI predict this? No. So what's happening here is, what really need GeoAI for? And speaking as a Nerdville person now, right? We need it as a cognitive middleware. Access scientific data, geospatial data, literature, and identify potential cascading effects, hidden risks, and basically make it a concise, actionable dashboard. So unless you have human factors included in your geospatial analysis, it's very hard for emergency responders to know what's coming. And it should be avoiding AI determinism at all costs. So the idea is to reduce time to first plan. And this picture is at a FEMA exercise I was in Anchorage last month. That's a 65 by 65 foot map of Anchorage. And this is the tabletop exercise, wargaming what happens. And all of this knowledge that you had there, really impressive stuff, none of it is recorded anywhere. This guy, for example, Lynn mentioned Walmart supply chain. That guy expert was there. He's like, yeah, we can only do these things there. None of it is encoded. So how do we build AI here? So for resilient GeoAI, we really need it because climate change has made sure that all the existing heuristic models we have in disaster response are no longer valid. So we really need science and geospatial intel. But it's important to acknowledge limits. The line between predictability and chaos is very, very thin. We never know when we breach it. And when we breach it, we don't want to be reliant on these tools. So essentially, you should integrate and don't disrupt existing emergency systems. Empower us, but don't make us replace our systems. And also, the goal is for me personally, as a person who's got a career in AI, is to avoid the AI Hindenburg. Don't have a spectacular blow up where someone trusted an AI tool, it's a huge failure, and that ruins trust in the technology space for everyone. and that basically kills the segment. So that's one thing I want to talk about. And yeah, if you have any questions, any ideas, I'm not a geospatial person, so please come and talk to me. And if you understood anything in my speed run, please applaud.